Hello and welcome to another episode of the Bits and Pieces podcast. I'm your host, Nick, joined with
Gus.
And today we're short. We're short Miguel and Isaac, but Miguel might be joining us in a little bit.
Okay.
Sorry for the long absence. Let's see. Last week there was no time to record, and then got a little fucked up. But there was no time to record, and then this week there is time to record. Sort of. So we're recording one episode. This will be out the next day, hopefully, and then we'll also be recording an episode this weekend with a special guest, hopefully. So that'll be real cool. But anyway, here we are. So what's up, Gus? What have you been doing this week?
Nothing much, just school and stuff.
Just kicking it.
Yeah, actually, for class today, we had to do a survey on what was the top 3 used apps in someone's life, and then if someone uses an app that no one knows about or that they use and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So like what's app and some other ones, or I think Zedge was another one I heard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Instagram, top one.
Instagram was the top one.
Yeah.
That's
YouTube right behind it.
Oh, was Mitomo on that list?
Rare people use it.
Oh, that's fucking lame.
I think only 2 people. We couldn't count ourselves.
Oh,
So
lame. Dude, I love Mitomo so much.
it's actually a lot of fun.
Mitomo is really fun. I know I wanted to win. You saw how they had that new contest for like the snazzy outfits, right? The new me drop.
Yeah.
I was trying to win the jacket, but like because it has the 2 dots and it's right under the thing, I was like, oh, I can't get it. It was pissing me off so much.
I was trying to get the I think the gothic clothing or whatever it was.
No,
Really
right.
hard.
Yeah, I was trying to get the long trench coat.
I think I got like a piece of girl clothing.
I did too. I think I got the tights
Yeah. I was like, really? That's not what
and
I'm
the
going
skirt. Yeah, and I was like, what the hell? So I think I'm gonna make a Drake me.
for.
I also want to make a Drake me so I can recreate the Views album cover, and I want him sitting on my shoulder, just like all chingon and stuff, you know.
Yeah, because you can make multiple me's, right? In that.
I think you can, and I hope you can, and I hope that their clothing is shared. I hope it's not like separate, because if it's separate clothing, I'm gonna be really mad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope it's shared. That'll be really cool. But anyway, yeah. So this week, you know, it's been a long week so far.
Yeah.
But it'll be cool. It'll be a cool one.
Nice.
Anyway, all right. So go ahead and join it. Wait, what did I do this week? I thought I did something for the podcast this week that I was supposed to talk about.
Yeah.
Wait, the promo video.
Yeah, when you were like.
Yeah. Okay. So, we recorded some more of that promo video. I hope to have it done within, hopefully this week or next week. I still got a couple more people to have to send me videos, but yeah, if you want to be a part of the promo video, record yourself with your front facing camera, or have someone record you. All you have to do is say, I support Extra Life. Just say that, send it to me. Either if it's small enough, you can email it to our Bits and Pieces podcast email or my personal email. If it's bigger than that, go ahead and contact me. If you have an iPhone, you can iMessage it to me. If you don't, then I have a Dropbox link or a Google Drive link you can upload it to, or you can send it via Facebook. However you want, you can get it to us. But yeah, if it's small enough, you can email it. But text messaging, SMS, or MMS, it condenses it. It makes it real small. So that's not too good. And you can't save Snapchat, so that kind of sucks too. Because I was going to say, people can just Snapchat it to me, but you really can't,
Right.
which is pretty lame. And I don't even think I can save DM videos from... I guess you could tweet it at me.
Yeah.
You could tweet it at me. Anyway, so we're going to be moving on to our WTF topics for this week. And oh boy, 2 weeks of WTF topics. I had to choose the best ones. It was really difficult to pick the best ones, but they're pretty good.
What? Huh? Are you reading this right now? Did I read that correctly? What the f***? You know what? Whatever. We're running with the story anyway. WTF Headlines by the Bits and Pieces podcast.
All right. And so these are this week's WTF headlines. And again, like I said, they were going to be a doozy.
Yep.
All right. So first WTF headline. This was supposed to be for Saturday's episodes. Now I got to find out more. But I mean, come on. The world's full of WTF moments, right?
Yep.
Okay. So hold on to your seats, kids. 15-year-old boy in India takes a selfie, right? All right, cool.
Okay.
Does the very American thing of taking a selfie with a gun. All right. I'm still not seeing the WTF with this. Shoots himself in the head by accident. I'm personally still not seeing the WTF with this. Here's your WTF moment. India leads the world in selfie-related suicides or fatal injuries. Now, there was actually a study done. I don't have the article up with me. Let me pull it up on my phone while I'm chatting this up. But let me get this straight. So, to be a leading country in selfie-related fatal illnesses or fatal deaths, that means there has to be a number of them, right? I think there was something like 40 of them. Hold on, I got it right here. Okay. Yeah, he was posing with the .32 caliber pistol. He accidentally pulled the trigger. The safety was not on. He's taken to the hospital. He died at the hospital. It says, let's see, statistics released this year put India at the top of the list for selfie-related deaths. Of the 49 fatalities over 3 years worldwide, India accounted for 19, nearly 40% of the global total. Earlier this year, the spate of deaths prompted authorities in Mumbai to impose no selfie zones. It states the police are instructed to... it's not chop your hands off. Let's see. Police are instructed to step in if they see anyone attempting to take selfies in high-risk locations, including the seafront, a popular area for young people carrying selfie sticks. Other countries, including Russia, are also taking action. Authorities there released a brochure after a spate of fatal accidents. It includes one graphic that reminds you, you don't take selfies, selfie takes you. I'm messing with you. It actually said selfies with weapons can kill you. So I'm asking myself this. How many times do you take a selfie with a gun pointed like this? Like insane in the membrane. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, come on. Like, I don't know. That was the WTF moment for me. Not that he killed himself while holding a gun. The WTF moment was that India leads the world in fatal selfie-related, deaths. And it's like, wait, there's actually a thing for this? You're kidding me. So
before I was like, okay, he shot himself in the head while taking a selfie. That's crazy to me. But then you say this whole thing about leading.
There's like a world. There's a thing. It's an epidemic. 40 people were shot, or 40 people were killed taking selfies, whether it be they probably were backing up, fell off a cliff, backed into a car, shot themselves, whatever. I'm running out of ways that you can kill yourself while taking a selfie by accident.
Right.
Yeah, I was baffled.
Yeah. It's funny because I actually typed it into Google and it's like
immediately
whole bunch of them. It actually comes back to that same kid. A little bit more information on him.
Okay. So this second topic, the second WTF headline is a combination of a couple of them. So do you remember a couple weeks ago we did one on a lady who was shot by her toddler in the back? And she was like the pro gun lady. She was in Florida. She's like, I show my kid how to shoot guns, and then he shot her in the back because she left. Okay. So if we were to record last week in the news headlines, a U.S. mom was killed by her 2-year-old son. The gun was in the car. It was in Milwaukee. It was her husband's or boyfriend's or something. It was he's a security guard somewhere in Milwaukee.
Okay.
I guess the kid got it and shot her, and she actually died. So I was like, oh man, that's bad. But then this week, right, while making the topics for the next episode we were supposed to record, I saw that there was actually a study done. 23 people have been shot by toddlers just this year. Toddlers have officially killed more Americans than terrorists in 2015. So it just 2016 so far, 23 people have been shot by toddlers. But the study went on to say that toddlers had killed more American citizens than terrorists did in last year, in 2015.
Okay.
So that means,
Question: where are they keeping the guns that these kids get them so easily?
see, it's usually done either in the car or something, you
Yeah.
know? So these are people that are like, they have concealed carry permits and stuff,
Yeah.
you know? So it's like, to get those permits, you have to be practicing proper gun safety.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be.
Maybe they gotta add
Obviously,
something
they're
to
not.
that gun safety thing.
I think what they need to add is that your concealed carry does not allow you to have it in your car.
Mhm.
Because see, like, there's no way to enforce it. There's no way to say, oh, I'm gonna check your car to make sure it's carried right. Because like, there's multiple different, like, okay, so the lady that we reported on, that was in Florida, right?
Right.
She did not have her gun secured to the underseat holster that you were supposed to get if you want it under your seat. You can't just have it laying under your seat. Because one, that seems stupid. Because if you're carrying it to protect yourself, if it's just rolling around under your seat, when you go to reach under, you're not gonna find your gun.
Yeah.
So
You're gonna be struggling, and the person's gonna shoot you already.
exactly. So that's number one problem. So you're supposed to have it in a holster under them.
Right.
All right. Number two problem. Okay. Now I think I said this before that I don't have a problem with teaching kids how to shoot. That's pretty cool. You know, that's all right. If that's your thing, that's your thing.
Right.
But that means the child knew how to disengage the safety. Okay. That's not an issue. But she didn't teach him that it wasn't a toy. So he thought it was a toy. That's just how she
Right.
got shot. This is how the lady in Milwaukee got shot. Now, that gun must have also not been secured, because if it was, it wouldn't have rolled around the car.
Right.
The other way I think is that you can have it is in a locked case. But also there's a lot of gun safes for like housing, because I'm sure some of these have happened in homes too, for housing that are really easy to open. I saw some YouTube video where somebody opened one with a paperclip
Mhm.
through a hole in the side. That's a service hole. You
Okay.
can just stick a paperclip in and kind of like move it around and then pull, and it opens and you have your gun. Now, obviously, a toddler is not going to do that, but that means that gun wasn't really secure. You know what I
Right.
mean? And then, you know, I don't know how many states allow you to store the gun loaded. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, come on.
Right.
But more toddlers have killed more American citizens in 2015 than terrorists. That's also counting U.S. citizens abroad.
Oh, really?
So go figure.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that anymore.
Maybe toddlers should be being put in Gitmo. I'm just saying. You heard it here first, folks. Keep Guantanamo Bay open. Start putting toddlers in there. They're more dangerous than terrorists. This next topic is it's more of a what do you call it? Amalgamism? That's not a word. I put it together myself.
Yeah.
So it's more of a original BNP headline.
Okay.
So I'll be putting the name like right here, hopefully, if I can, as long as that's not out of frame.
Mhm.
Anyway. So
Is that name
Ted
getting
Cruz dropped out of the race, right?
heavy? Oh yeah, I heard about this.
Ted Cruz dropped out of the presidential race last night. Well, okay. Now this is where I'm having trouble, and someone might want to explain it to me. I think there's a difference between dropped out and suspended your campaign. Because, for example, Marco Rubio is still getting people to vote for him. Ben Carson is also still getting votes. So I think there's a difference between dropped out and suspended your campaign. Because if you suspend your campaign, it makes sense that you can still be voted for. You're just no longer spending money on campaigning.
Right.
Anyway, Ted Cruz suspended his campaign. And then, now, I don't know if this is confirmed because I haven't looked at the news, but this morning, John Kasich's people have released a statement that he was going to drop out today at 5 p.m. Obviously, it's a little later than 5 p.m. right now, so I haven't checked yet. But if that were true, that means Trump is almost certainly guaranteed the GOP nomination.
Mm-hmm.
So there have been a spate of memes that have made me laugh, and I will be inserting those memes. One was it was a little elephant. It was like a Grey Goose bottle, and it was an elephant, and it said tears. So it said Republican tears. And so that was pretty funny. But overall, this week had been a WTF week, because I was originally going to talk about how apparently, according to Donald Trump, which you know is the truth of the nation, Ted Cruz's dad was involved in killing JFK. That's pretty intense.
Okay.
That's pretty intense. So, I mean, come on. Donald Trump says the truth. Ted Cruz's family is connected to the assassination of JFK. What kind of American is he? Second thing. Ted Cruz elbowed his wife in the face by accident. It was pretty funny. He also didn't see Carly Fiorina fall off stage. That was kind of funny. Carly Fiorina was a VP for a prospective VP candidate for the shortest amount of time ever. And she also subsequently had to fire people, which she's really good at, because we know that from having to fire 30,000 people from HP. Oh, man, just overall, it was like a crazy week. And I was like, oh, man, I got so many WTF headlines. You know what I mean? Oh, and then like Ted Cruz started like going at it with some Trump supporter. And he was just like, Trump is a narcissistic liar and a pathological liar, blah, blah, blah. And he's playing you for the idiot that you are. And then like the guy's like, I know what I am, but what are you? Because it was like some redneck dude, and it's just like, oh my god, like I don't really care for Ted Cruz, but I can feel his frustration at having to deal with a guy with a mullet. You know what I mean? It's
I would have ignored him. He wouldn't get under my skin. I'm not that type of person, though. That's the same thing. And I could also beat him up.
I like what else? Oh man, and then someone asked Heidi Cruz if her husband was a Zodiac killer. She's like, I know what my husband is. She didn't deny it, so I'm just saying Ted Cruz could be the Zodiac killer still, guys. And then I got a screenshot from his speech prep, so I'll be putting that up and linked up, which is pretty funny. But it's Zodiac writing, so just saying, guys, those fat dank memes are starting to become a reality.
You think they're gonna start pulling out all those desks from Riverside? What is it, county? And with all the Zodiac signs on them.
Oh, maybe, yeah, as evidence. I hope so. You know what? I'm wondering if Donald Trump might be Zodiaced soon. I mean, Cruz got nothing else better to do but to eat soup and Zodiac people, man. I'm just saying. Shit happens.
One less prick in the world.
I saw another picture where it was Donald Trump. He was a piece of sushi. He was salmon on top of rice. And I was like, it's so funny. And then I saw another one of him photoshopped onto a Cheeto Puff.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny too. It's just like, oh man, this is so crazy. It's sad that the U.S. Presidential, this isn't even like the general election campaign yet, but it's so sad that up to this point it's been purely played for
it's pretty much
spectacle.
A big joke.
Yeah, and you know what angers me more? I get so frustrated with the vocal majority of Republicans that will not stand against their party. Like barely yesterday. Okay. For example, 2 days ago, as of this recording, was one of the first times Ted Cruz has that was when he got into it with that supporter. Actively attacked Donald Trump. It's like, great, awesome. I'm glad for you having balls.
Yeah.
How many months too late? Great, thanks. When you're literally going to drop out. Awesome. And then people are now burning their voter registration forms that say they were Republican, right? And they're joining the Libertarian Party. Yeah. Cool. Too late. What were you doing when you saw this happening? You know what I mean? Yeah. And people are like, oh, Nick, you could have made a change. It's like, no, because I don't give a shit. Because, I would tell people, hey, maybe you should rethink yourself. No. I'm going to vote for Ben Carson. And it's like, Ben Carson is an asshole, Yeah. Oh, I'm going to vote for Marco Rubio. It's like, dude, he's an asshole too. What are you doing? Pay attention. Start telling people maybe we should stop this other dude because Donald Trump is just spouting hate and that's not what we're about. But no. Have you seen the amount of senators that are just well, I mean, if he gets the nomination, I'll vote for him. It's like, no. That's not what you do. There's a time when, the pride of being a United States citizen has to be above standing for your party. Because I can tell you straight up, I don't care if I wouldn't get reelected. Yeah. But if I was a Republican senator, I would honestly be like, I can't stand for this. I signed my resignation in. If I can't be a no party affiliation senator, I put my resignation in because that's absolute bullshit. I don't want to be associated with him. I don't want to be associated with a party that rolls over when he gets the nomination. Yeah. That's plain stupid. And I think every sane-minded Republican needs to step up and tell their neighbor, and be like, hey, we can't stand for this. We either need to separate or we need to bite the bullet and vote for somebody else. Vote for somebody third party. Vote for somebody down ticket that 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 supports your views. You don't have to vote for Hillary. That's fine. Just vote for somebody else. Don't just fall in line, because that's how bad things happen when you just follow the leader.
Vote for somebody that actually has knowledge in political issues, not someone who has money and stuff and doesn't know jack.
Yeah. Somebody has knowledge.
The Republican Party is basically bending over and receiving from Trump.
Exactly. And
they're
that's
a joke.
so sad.
I'm sorry to say this, but the Republic is just a joke.
It is at this point, and it's super sad. But I mean,
they have this goose-haired guy, just raping them.
Yeah, it's bad. But
sorry, but this is true.
It's true. True shit happening right now.
Actually, I take that sorry back.
We're not sorry. Anyway,
yeah, it's funny because right now I found an article that says confirmed Ted Cruz dropping out, and I can't open it because it's taking too long. It's unresponsive.
It's you don't need to know much more than that.
Yeah,
the next line in that article is Ted Cruz confirmed Zodiac killer.
To be honest, it probably does. I see Donald Trump in it though.
That he's confirmed not Zodiac killer?
No, that he's agreeing with us that he's making the Republic bend over.
Oh yeah. Anyway, all right. That has been in for our WTF topics this week. Join us as we move into our main topics for this week. As soon as I can get my notebook to that point. Hi, I'm Nick Esparza from the Bits and Pieces podcast. This year, I decided to join Extra Life. Extra Life is a Children's Miracle Network Hospital's fundraising program that empowers the gaming community to make a difference in the lives of local sick and injured kids. Participants fundraise year-round and during a 24-hour gaming marathon each fall. Video games, board games, even card games. This year, that stream happens to fall on November 5th, 2016, starting at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Children's Miracle Network Hospitals is a group of 170 hospitals that rely on your donations to provide the best care for kids. Since 2008, Extra Life has raised over $14 million for this cause, and it has gone towards things such as critical treatments, research, and equipment, as well as helping the families who cannot afford this care. There are a few ways I would ask you to help. Donate to anybody on the Bits and Pieces team roster. We could all use your help reaching our donation goal. Spread the word to your friends and family, gamers and non-gamers alike. That always helps. Watch the stream on November 5th via twitch.tv. The stream may not be suitable for all audiences, however. For my personal friends and family, I have a special challenge for you. I would like you to donate and come and help us on the stream. Come play some video games with us, feed us, take naps with us, whatever we happen to be doing at the time. It'll be really fun, awesome. I encourage that. I encourage you guys to get involved with me. But please note, as I said before, the stream may not be suitable for all audiences. Stick around for links on more information on Extra Life and Children's Miracle Network Hospitals. Thanks. To learn more about Extra Life, visit extra-life.org. To donate to a team member, visit bit.ly/BNP team, then click on a team member to see which hospital they are supporting. And to watch the stream, visit twitch.tv/BNP podcast. We'll see you there. Okay, and welcome back from that quick break. We hope you enjoyed it. All right, so our WTF topic for this week. We already did those. Our main topic for this week. Give me 1 second. Got it. All right. So we're going to start with the lighter topic first. Mm-hmm. This is breaking news, people. Breaking news. Today is Wednesday, May 4th. May the 4th be with you, by the way, Gus.
Yep.
Tomorrow is Revenge of the 5th. That'll be interesting. Anyway.
That might not be so good.
Yeah, that might not be so great. So anyway, May the 4th. It's an important day in Star Wars lore. Even more interesting, today is the day that Governor Jerry Brown signed into law a package of bills that were related to tobacco. The main one that people are talking about, which I hope our listeners... okay, let me give you a quick lesson. When the news just reports on one bill, it's because there's a bunch of other bills that nobody's really talking about that may be more important than the other ones. The main one to be talked about is talked about for like shock value, so that way you forget that there's other stuff. Like for example, okay, the bathroom bill in what state was that?
Not Michigan.
North Carolina.
So I think it's one of the Carolinas, either north or south.
The bathroom bill that was done in that section of the country was actually hiding some like income bills that were like affecting the income of poverty level people. That's what it was masking. Now, my dad asked me this question: how can you put two things that are unrelated to each other in a bill? And it's like they don't have to be related. So there's no rule that says something has to be related. If I want to write a bill, I can say Proposition 420, 69, 69, 69, 420, right? And I can say, hey, let's legalize marijuana as the top line. Then later on, in a few sections later, after I propose all my stuff like that, I can say, also, 50% of your taxes go towards the Bits and Pieces podcast. Right? Okay. It's hidden. Now, I go, right, and I start proposing this, and I'm talking. People are asking questions about it, and I just start filibustering them. I'm just like, nah. I just start talking about chocolate. Right. And then people are like, oh my God, shut up. And then they approve it because they're like, we want to legalize weed, just approve it. Right. Okay, cool. So they approve it. And then when the bill goes into effect, the news reports, oh, look, Nick proposed a bill that legalized weed. Woohoo! And then all of a sudden, their state taxes go up real high. They're like, what happened? Where are my taxes going? Oh, 50% of them are going to the Bits and Pieces podcast. Why is that? I didn't sign for that. And it's like, well, actually, you did. It was in the 420, 69, 69, 69, 420 bill. And then people are like, what?
To be honest, that would be a perfect bill.
It would be. And that's what happens. That's how that happens. And then they get repealed shortly after, once people, get their minds above them. But that's why you always got to read the fine print. It sucks. And like a lot of legal jargon is out there, but there are websites that are really nice about defining them for you and kind of like cutting down the excess. But then you have to trust that source to make sure they're not cutting out important things. But there's a lot of websites that translate it for you. Sometimes Google does that too. They'll provide things if you type in the bill, websites that make it a little easier for the normal person to read. Anyway, not the point. But Governor Jerry Brown today approved a bill. The main bill was to raise the smoking age from 18 to 21. Now, see, hidden in that package of bills, which I just read, because earlier today...
I have 6 of the bills that are waiting for his signature.
Yeah.
Which...
Well, okay.
Yeah.
This is because 4 of them were already signed today in a special healthcare session. Right. The other 6 bills that were proposed today as well to be signed are still waiting. But those are unrelated to these. Now, the main thing I want to talk about, though, is about hiding stuff. So, yes, the smoking age went up, but they also hid in that California is now going to categorize vaping products as tobacco products, meaning that they're included in this, too.
Yeah. Because technically they are tobacco, because there are some, tobacco inside them.
Well, no, there's nicotine inside them. There isn't tobacco. But there's nicotine in some of them. So that's where they're making the distinction that because they have nicotine or have the possibility of having nicotine, they are tobacco products. Yeah. And because a lot of them are sold by big tobacco companies, and because it's mainly the thing is they categorize it that way because they're trying to stop it for the same reason. Smoking is not just smoking cigarettes, it's smoking anything, and their thing is a smoking ban. They're not saying, oh, tobacco ban. They're saying they want a smoking ban. So that was the purpose of this. So anyway, they raised the smoking age from 18 to 21. That goes into effect. What did I say? June something, right? I'm sorry. I'm looking for that information right now.
That one. Let's see.
Oh, here we go. June 9th of 2016. Yeah, because they were approved during a special session on healthcare, so they'll become effective sooner on June 9th, rather than other bills that were also either waiting to be signed today still, or they will be signed today, or thrown out, vetoed, whatever. Those will take effect on January 1st. So by June 9th, which is next month, if you're 18, you won't be able to purchase tobacco products. Now, this also means that people who are under 21 can't go to hookah bars.
Right.
Sorry, Wes. You can't buy e-cigarettes.
Jessica got lucky.
Huh? Jessica got lucky, yeah. You can't buy e-cigarettes. You can't buy. I would assume. See, this is where it's confusing though, because they said vaping products, but that's so vague. Like, are they going to count e-liquids? If they do, then you can't buy e-liquids either. Yeah. Paraphernalia is counted, so pretty much.
I would think it would be anything that has nicotine in it.
Well,
that's what I would.
This is how vague it is. It says tobacco paraphernalia. So does that literally means anything in a smoke shop you can't buy unless you're 21? Mm-hmm. That's what it's seeming like.
Like a cigar you can't smoke now.
Yeah, glassware. That's what it's seeming like, because it's so vague. I would have to have the bill in front of me, but like some senators are like, oh, if you can't purchase tobacco paraphernalia, you can't purchase tobacco. So it's really vague. I would assume the bill probably says tobacco paraphernalia, which is why vaping products were categorized as this.
Now this is happening in California.
California, yes.
One of the things I also heard is that California might make instead of weed a medical thing, might make it recreational.
Yeah, recreational.
So, and that's not going to be under the whole thing because it's only tobacco products.
They would, but
they'll probably make something up.
Categorize. Hey,
21 and older.
Yeah, they could easily go back in and adjust it. You know, once it's signed in, it's not that hard to adjust it.
Right.
And I would assume they would, because actually that smoke bugs me more than tobacco smoke. And I think they would adjust it, because the thing is that the DUI effects would be the same. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why people drive when they're high. That doesn't make any sense. It's like, no, it's less than alcohol. It's like, no, it's not. Yeah. Come on. And you think it's less, but other people are like, no, you're still the same.
It's still as like the top 3 things for car crashes. It's going to be weed, alcohol, and lack of sleep.
Yeah. And so, like, you know, but there are some other things hidden in this bill too at the bottom. Okay. So it closed. Other measures were signed. These are the other ones for tobacco. Closes the loopholes on the ban on smoking in workplaces to include warehouses, gambling clubs, motel lobbies, and covered parking lots, and other public areas left out of the existing law that were banning tobacco use. Expand tobacco-free campus law to include more charter schools and public school facilities. Raise the licensing fee for tobacco retailers from a one-time $100 charge per location to $256 annually. Boost the annual fee for distributors and wholesalers. So this is what's going to cause an interesting effect, though, is that particular section is what's going to cause the closure of smoke shops and like, I guess, e-cigarette bars and hookah lounges and stuff, because previously your literal barrier to entry was a $100 license fee. Right. That's it, one time. Now you got to pay $256 a year. Doesn't seem like that much, but now it's like alcohol license, you gotta renew it.
Yeah.
Now I don't know how hookah lounges were categorized, but I would assume it's a tobacco retailer, because you're buying the tobacco, and then you just happen to be using it in a smoke permitted section, right? You know, they're not like providing a service, if that makes sense. I think that's why it's called like a lounge. And so I'm pretty sure that's how that works. But it would depend. I'm sure there's still loopholes for it.
And I feel like the hookah shops get more of the 18 to maybe 25 crowd, so they're gonna lose a lot of business.
Exactly. Yeah.
No one's gonna wait for 21. They might have someone go buy them a little hookah, but
they'll just go buy it now before the law goes into effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna lose business, which definitely sucks. Cause I mean, they're cool. I think they're cool to kick it at, especially like the one we go to. It's pretty empty. You know what I mean? It's pretty empty. I mean, there's people there.
We don't have to worry about anything. We're over 21.
Yeah,
well, I'm gonna be soon over 21.
It's chill. You know, we kick it. You know, it's chill. It's a cool place.
Yeah,
it's a cool place to kick it. It's out of the. I like it because it's out of the way. You don't really see people, and because there's no people around you, you can like talk about whatever, shoot the shit.
And if you get hurt, there's a hospital right there.
Exactly.
There's a Kaiser hospital.
Very true. So super cool. But I mean, yeah, it's definitely an interesting change. And what's funny is a lot of people are like, if you're old enough to die for your country, you're old enough to smoke. And it's like, okay, hold on, slow your roll. They already added that. Because
for the military.
Yeah, if you're in the military, you can be 18.
And you can drink at 18 as well. Mm-hmm.
So that's already been adjusted.
Yeah.
So that's not
going to get affected.
That's not going to get affected, and that's like a poor argument, I feel. But I mean, regardless of that,
And it's probably someone who's served the war that's saying it, like, okay, dude.
Yeah, and that's fine, but yeah, that's not being adjusted. That's still allowed.
You don't have
You don't have to worry about that. But I mean, other than that, I don't really have a problem with this, because I think it's good, because if you look at it, the way the government is looking at it is, we know this isn't going to stop or curb smoking, but all it's going to do is keep smoking out of the same circles as high school kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because what they're thinking is that, okay, once you're 21, you're no longer in the same circles as people who are like 16, 17, 14, whatever. You're kind of in a different social circle now.
Right.
So they're kind of moving up the barrier. Yeah, the kids will still get cigarettes if they're determined enough. But the thing is that if you're 18, you still have friends that are younger. So then they're seeing it and getting into it. You know what I mean? So they're hoping to curb that a little bit. And they're not hoping to stop smoking. I think eventually that's their end goal. But the main thing is just adjust it so that way the starting age is higher.
Right.
I think that's the main thing. Because once the starting age is higher, the person is less likely to actually start, because smoking's not that cool anymore,
For me, it's never been.
I know, but what I'm saying is, like, historically, in the 50s, it was cool to smoke.
Yeah.
60s, it was cool to smoke. 70s, it was cool to smoke. 80s,
There was
it was
commercials
cool to
of
smoke.
Fred Flintstone smoking.
Yeah.
I think it was a Camel's pack.
Yeah. In the 80s, I mean, it wasn't cool to smoke anymore, but it was cool to do cocaine.
Yeah.
In the 90s, it was way cool to smoke again. So that's... They're hoping to just curb it and make it just so that way it's not, like, so young. And I think it'll have limited success.
Mm-hmm.
What was interesting, though, is they opted to not raise the tax rate. California has the lowest tax rate on cigarettes.
Yeah.
They opted to not raise the tax rate, which is interesting. I forget the reason why. It's in that article that I'll post. But the California opted not to not to raise the tax rate on cigarettes, which I thought was weird. Usually I thought that would have been accompanying with it, but I mean, that's welcome.
Yeah.
Well, okay, it's the lowest in the nation besides Indian reservations.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's that's the thing. It's the thing that's happened.
See how it goes.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
If you smoke tobacco and you're under 18, you better stock up now.
And for everybody who's like old enough to vote and everything, make sure you look at all the bills and not the one that's very popularized.
Yes. And when you find the bill that you're interested in, read it. That when they send you that book in the mail, before you vote, because do you get your ballot in the mail, or do you vote? Do you go out and vote?
They'll give it to you no matter what. So, and I could still go to.
But they give you no. I know.
know.
But you have yours sent to you, and then you fill it out and you send it back in, or do you just get the booklet? Because I get both. I get a booklet. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have it set up so you're vote by mail all the time.
Yeah.
Because I think if you're not, you still get the booklet, because you get this big booklet California sends you, 2 months before the election.
Yeah.
You get this big booklet, and what it does is it has every bill in there, and then it has everyone's name, all the senator, well, for your state, the senator, all the district people, everybody you are going to vote for based on your congressional district has it in there, plus all the bills.
Right.
And it has summarized versions of the bills. On most of them has the long versions of the bills, and then it has websites to find the longest version of the bill if it doesn't have the long one in there.
Right.
Use that. Definitely use that. Don't just be like, death penalty. Yeah, I don't agree with it, and click it. No, because there might be something else in there that is hidden that you're like, wait. Yeah. Am I willing to sacrifice this for this?
Basically a fine print.
A fine print, definitely. And then there's bills that you won't necessarily be able to vote on, such as this. This was not something that we were allowed to vote on. Oh, that clicked. The reason they didn't raise the tax rate was because Jerry Brown said that there were enough things on the ballot in 2016 in November that were adjusting tax rates. So it would be unfair to raise it right now when in November there could have been something that was going to raise it on alcohol, for example.
Right.
So it's kind of like, oh man, you're hitting them from both ends. So it was just just leave it for now. If people want to raise it, you can raise it. I also think it's an election year for him.
Okay.
Maybe. Anyway, but
it's probably that time.
I don't remember when we elected him. But definitely read the fine print in there, please. That'll help a lot. So from the Bits and Pieces podcast, My Family, Yours, read the fine print. Read it.
Please.
Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and take a short break before our next topic. But thank you, and we'll see you guys after the break. Remember the 5th of November. What's on the 5th of November, guys?
Extra life.
Our extra life stream is on the 5th of November, so remember the 5th of November. Dang. Catch our extra live stream at twitch.tv/BNP podcast on the 5th of November, and be sure to donate. We'll have the links in the link dump. Thanks. Extra life. 1, 2, 3. Extra life, guys. 1, 2, 3.
Extra life.
Okay. And we're back from that quick break. And here we are with our, unless we think of something else, final topic for the podcast today. So, this was, again, supposed to be a topic for the other week. A lot of this episode has just been thrown together from, I should probably start crossing off the stuff that we talked about so I don't talk about it again.
Right.
Anyway, this is just stuff put together. We didn't really have an episode prepared, but we need to record something for you guys. Anyway, no less quality, though. This episode will still be high quality. It'll just test my editing skills to be quick. Anyway, so there was a story I read. And it was, do you have it up? The bullying one?
14-year-old girl hangs herself after arrest for fighting back against relentless bullying.
Yeah. Do you want to put it up there?
If I can.
I think you can. Are you on Chrome?
I'm on Google Chrome.
Okay. Yeah. Just Chrome that shit. Yeah, okay, so quick primer before Gus gets the story up. If you can, I'll pull it up on my computer. Okay. But so the girl was being bullied a ton. And then I guess she got in a fight with the bully. She fought back. And then she got suspended or whatever, and she was arrested. And when she got home, I guess she was bullied for that too. She ended up committing suicide. This is, I mean, I'm sure there've been other examples of this. But it was the first example I had seen of a kid fighting back. I mean, I've known kids who fight back against the bully, get punished, whatever. Mm-hmm. This is the first one I saw of the kid fighting back, getting punished, and then getting bullied again for that punishment, and then subsequently committing suicide. Which is really unfortunate and really sad. So I mean, I'll read a little bit of this.
I wasn't able to get it up. My thing doesn't like.
So, a Missouri teenager committed suicide after her parents say she was bullied on Facebook and arrested for the resulting fight at school. Destiny Gleason, 14, hung herself from a pull-up bar in her bedroom last Wednesday using an extension cord. Oh, this was like 2 weeks ago. Using an extension cord, and her parents want to know why more wasn't done to protect her child from the relentless bullying by 6 girls. This is, quote, at one point they took photos of some random person's private parts and put Destiny's name across it and spread it around her school. Anything they could possibly do to hurt her and bring her down. Her father told the station that officials at Black Hawk Middle School, where Destiny was a student, were aware of the bullying but did little to stop it. We tried to be there for her as much as possible and do everything that we possibly could. It would have been nice if someone else would have too, instead of just saying we were going to talk to them or we had to talk and telling them not to talk to each other. Destiny recorded a video of herself responding to the tormentor saying, "The words you call me are more than just words. That's not who I am, and that's not who I ever be. Or the words you call me are just words. That's not who I am and who or what I'll ever be." The bullying resulted in a fight at school, and Destiny was taken away in handcuffs and charged with assault. As a result, she was sent to intensive behavioral therapy, but instead Destiny opened Facebook and saw posts about the fight. Whatever she read drove her to get an extension cord and hang herself. Words matter, her mother said. That old saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, that words will never hurt me. Well, they will, and we lost our daughter because of words. Now, when you read the article, you look at the girl, and it's you can never tell when someone's getting, well, you can tell when someone's getting bullied, but I mean, you can never really know why or how it's affecting them, because like the little girl, she looks very pretty. So it's like, well, that obviously was out of the question, So yeah. What drove these other little girls to want to bully her? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's not always about looks. Maybe she was smart, or maybe it was because of her looks, maybe because she was too popular or something. I don't know. But like the thing is that the schools are definitely not, I don't think they're doing enough, but it's also, I would like to see, and this is ignorance probably on my part, I would like to see studies, and I'm stupid, I have access to this stuff at school, but of how many reported bullying cases there were when we were going to school versus now. Because it seems like there's more, but I don't know if that's just because of social media, where it is a twofold thing. Because of social, of the way media is digested now, that we're able to get news easier from various parts of the country and the world, or is it on the other end from, is social media now causing the bullying? Which we know that's a fact. That's cyberbullying.
Like I've gotten bullied back in elementary school, but I actually stood up, told my parents, and then instead of my parents calling the school, they, went up. The principal called both of us in and everything, and then I never saw the guy again because he also moved away.
So it's kind of like, are they not? I don't know if the schools are doing less or what's happening here. And I don't know if it has a things to do with not wanting to offend people too, because it seems like both kids are getting in trouble. And it's like, okay, hold on. Why is that happening? Because, you have to think, well, these kids are getting bullied, and then you fight back, and then you also get in trouble. Like, I'm sure what happened is this girl was, they were probably taunting her, and she punched the girl in the face. That's why she was the only one to get in trouble.
Right.
And in California, both kids get in trouble, but maybe in this state, it's only the aggressor.
Right.
But that's why she got charged with assault. And that's definitely not cool. I don't think it's fair.
Yeah.
But also you have to like look at it too, is that I think the schools are saying, well, we can't operate on like hearsay, you know what I mean? And so they don't, that's maybe why they think they have to get both people in trouble, because they don't have proof in either direction. But even when if a teacher sees it and the teacher tells the administrators like, yeah, you know what I mean? And that's not right. And that doesn't just happen in public schools, it happens in private schools too.
Happens anywhere.
Yeah, and I don't know what you can do to stop it other than to I mean, these parents sound like they were there for their child, but I don't know what more parents can do, and obviously the schools can do a lot more. But like, as a parent, do you tell your kid, well, stand up for yourself? Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble. Okay, you're gonna get in trouble. That happens, but you'll know in your head that you did right. Yeah. Or what, or do you move them away, because then now you're teaching them some problems you have to move away from, and is that right? Or like, that has to put parents in a difficult situation, and I mean, I didn't bring up this topic to like argue about it. It's more just bringing it up for like food for thought. It's
an awareness type of thing.
Yeah, an awareness thing that
Yeah, because it seems like now it's easier to get bullied because we have all this social media. Your life is pretty much, well, with a lot of younger people, it's even us, not me forsaken, because I cover all my stuff. They share a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Like, their birthdays and stuff, that's cool and all that, but you
share like your whole day.
Yeah.
Literally.
Like and then you start saying like, hey, I'm here right now type of thing. I was like, I don't want anybody to know where I'm at. Like,
right
if
now,
I'm signing in at a Kmart for some reason.
Yeah, that stuff's kind of stupid.
Yeah. Like, the only time I would sign into something is after I left the place and it's a cool place. Like, hey, I recommend this place because it's, something unique that we never heard of. Not like, oh, you know what? I went to this really cool Tommy's or In-N-Out. I was like, so what?
Yeah. I get you.
Yeah, because before, the only bullying you would get is like face to face. That's what I had.
Yeah.
I didn't have, cyberbullying. Like her, she got both. She got the,
face to face and cyberbullying on Facebook when she got home.
I was like, that's horrible.
Yeah, that's definitely not right.
Do we have to bring back the 80s PSAs or all this stuff? Those really cheesy things?
I think so.
It's like, but make them actually cool.
Yeah. I mean, we might have to, but it's
not going to get through. That's the other thing. Because when you're bullied, you really don't talk about it. A lot of people won't talk about it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard. And you're going to have like, if someone watches you or sees it, they might not even say anything either, because, that whole saying, don't snitch, or, you're a little bitch type of thing or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, who cares? Like, stand up for someone.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I like to think I stand up for people. But at the same time, like I'm of the team that's like, you can't save someone from themselves, so it's like at some point they also have to stand up for themselves.
Yeah, and even teachers will turn like the other way if someone's getting bullied too. It's like anybody who turns away from someone getting bullied is probably the worst person.
Yeah.
Not the person who's doing the bullying. It's the person who doesn't do anything about it that when they see it.
Mm-hmm. And then like I think we also get this circular logic. I remember talking about it in some classes recently, where how do you stop bullying? Or I don't think you can ever stop bullying. I think that's one of those things that it's just gonna happen. It's happened all the time, but I think you can curb it. And I don't know if that's if you start with the victim or you start with the aggressor, because you say, okay, well, the victim is getting bullied. Why are they getting bullied? Because of this. For example, that's why we have, actually, I read this interesting article. I hope I can find it again. This guy was saying that he proposed, it was like one of those clickbaity things, but he proposed we need to stop telling kids that everyone is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And which is a byproduct of bullying, that you tell people that they're beautiful. Everyone is pretty. Everyone is beautiful because, that's what stops bullying. Well, I like this article because the man said, no, not everybody is beautiful. There's people that are ugly. That's how the world works because everybody's different. But the thing is that, just because you're ugly, that doesn't mean anything's different about your personality. Mm-hmm. And he put something in there that was like, on a 1 to 10 scale, if you're a 9, you have a weakness somewhere else. It's not just about looks, there's other things. So it's and I'm probably butchering this article, but the thing I think that man had put was he is like deformed, I guess, and he put, I am not physically attractive whatsoever. Mm-hmm. However, I've been told that my thoughts are beautiful or whatever, that sort of thing. Yeah. And it's that, no, you're not traditionally beautiful, I think is the words he used, but it was like such an interesting article that flipped it around and said, that bullying was more caused by everybody now thinking they're beautiful. And it was kind of like, because, it's like a lot, if a bully wants to project their problems onto someone else, so if that person's still happy, then they're just going to attack more.
Right.
It was an interesting like dichotomy of the problem. And I'll definitely have to put that up. It's semi-related. I had to actually relate it to the article, to what we're talking about now. But, or on the other end, do you try to focus on the actual bully?
Yeah.
Which,
because it seems like when you look at the actual bullies, it usually comes with something in the family or whatever, like if they're getting bullied by their parents or, something.
Yeah.
Or like, I think the most common one was constantly moving around, like maybe in military children or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's not a lot of them.
Yeah, the that if you focus on the bully, does that decrease bullying too? Mm-hmm. And then how do you do that? How do you, what I mean? Like, what are you supposed to do? Do you put them now in psychological programs or what? And then, inevitably when you do that, those kids are going to get bullied because now the kids that were getting bullied are going to be like, you crazy, you a psycho bitch. Yeah. You know what I mean? So now you're creating bullying in another sense. So what do you do?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's funny because when I got bullied, as I got older, it's like, why was he bullying me besides my physical appearance of being this really small, skinny kid, right? That's way smaller than him, and I can actually get my ass whooped, and stuff. And he would see me now, it would be a little different. I would be standing on top. Yeah. But that won't make it right. But yeah, it's like, what made him to bully me and not someone else? Mm-hmm. Because I have a whole bunch of other friends besides you that were way smaller than me. Yeah. And I was like, okay, why do you target me?
Yeah. So it's, it's an interesting thing, but I think things that schools are doing right now as a whole are not working. Punishing both people, I think that's stupid.
That's lazy.
It is very lazy because that, I'm not saying you need to have detectives and stuff at school, but it is very lazy. You have a school resource officer. to my knowledge, officers have to have basic investigative skills. Use them. Use that officer, to try to investigate this, not just to be like, punish them both.
Yeah,
That's
by punishing them both, for me, it reads off as, you know what? I really don't care about kids. I just here for a paycheck.
Yeah, and the other thing is now it teaches the kid that it's wrong to stand up for themselves, which then carries on later in life to where you're being, if you're, I have a friend that was working, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were scared to say that they wanted a day off.
Yeah.
So instead it was easier for them to just quit the job. And it was like, wait. And it was because they were like overloading the person with hours. And it's like, but why did you? Oh, well, because I was scared of getting in trouble. Why were you scared of getting in trouble for asking for a day off? That's your right as an employee. If they tell you no, what's the worst they can tell you? No.
Yeah.
Can't have one right now. You just, like, it teaches kids to not stand up for themselves. If you're like, hey, I need a day off. Okay. What day? Put it in.
Mm-hmm.
You put it in. They tell you no. Okay. No problem. Tell you no. Or hey, you're, I needed a lunch this amount ago, Don't just be like, oh, well, whatever, because you need to stand up for what's right. You're given rights based on whatever, law here. So, as a kid getting bullied, it's like, wait, so is it wrong to stand up for myself, or can I do it? Or no, I'm going to get in trouble anyway. That doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? That's definitely not cool. And like, I think bullying happens in little things too as you get older. Like in high school, I remember this kid really like he was like a jerk.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember he was just like, oh, well, I'm in calculus and you're in algebra 2. I was like, yep, I am. Yep. It's like whatever. And then I remember he wasn't the smartest kid though. He would cheat a lot. I remember we had to do a math problem in a completely unrelated class.
Yeah.
It was easy. It was super easy. Like no calculator needed. And he was like, oh, I'm going to use my calculator, blah, blah, blah. He used the calculator, still got it wrong. And I remember laughing and telling him, wow, how the hell did you get it wrong? You must be so stupid. That was a form of bullying on my end. And he was like, oh, I'll beat you up. That was another form of bullying.
Yeah. I
was like, huh, whatever. You know what I mean? And I remember he actually got sincerely hurt because I humiliated him in front of class.
Right.
I did. And that was a form of bullying,
Mm-hmm.
Now, is it right? In my eyes, yeah, because he's an asshole. I put him in his place.
Mm-hmm.
But in the grander scheme of things, am I just propagating bullying? Yes. I am just forwarding bullying, What was the actual right thing I should have done? Not said anything.
Yeah.
But then why am I going to do that when he was trying to be a jerk to me? You know what I mean? All the time, I finally found a spot to put him in place, so I did. You know what I mean? So it's now, that's, in the majority of people's eyes, that would be wrong.
Yeah. And it's funny because when I was, my last year I played football, I was injured at that year for that whole entire year. And a guy who was also injured, we're both standing next to each other, kind of form of bullying from his part and everything. And I would be talking back, yeah. So I was like, back and forth, bickering. And we're on the sideline with the other team and stuff. But it got to the point where I was like, why am I talking to this guy? I have more respect from my teammates to help me than he does from our team.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have more known than he is.
Yeah.
And every time people would be asking me, hey, when are you going to get back or whatever? And I even asked, people even ask, like, why'd you quit? Or why'd you, stop playing football? I would tell them, you know what? It wasn't in me. I wasn't into it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to dedicate myself to a sport that I didn't like. But
Um,
yeah, that guy would try to start
mm-hmm.
kind of like a little bullying, but it's like, I kind of stopped it.
Yeah.
I kind of distanced myself, even though we're holding those yard line sticks, if anybody knows, football or whatever.
Yeah. But, all right. So, I mean, I think we covered that sufficiently.
Yeah.
And again, it was just, awareness thing. But,
Yes.
definitely stand up. I think you should still stand up for yourself, and you need to stand up for others too.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out for when people are being bullied.
People get off your asses and actually do something.
Anyway, all right. So we'll be back with our closing statements and stuff. We'll take a quick break. Okay. And for the video audience, I'd like to quickly apologize for that lost minute or so of footage. We might have lost footage before too in another segment. There's a little bit of lost footage, though. I'll be sure to put something in there. That'll be funny. But anyway,
it's just floating in space.
yeah, just floating in space. Maybe I'll put Drake on a piece of bread floating in space.
We wait until Extra Life and
Wait,
we
don't I have that one
recreation?
Yeah. Yeah. So I lost a bit of footage, but it's okay. We'll put technical difficulty something. Yeah.
But if you're an audio, you're
yeah. If you're an audio, you're good. I always say the audio version is the best version. Anyway, but did you have any closing statements on the bullying thing?
No, I think we did a good job.
Did a good job. Okay.
No, just people just push it.
Yeah.
Stop the bullying.
Yeah. 2016 Stop the Bullying.
Yep.
Again.
Even though
2014 was Stop the Bullying.
2014 was Stop the Bullying.
And 2015 was
Start the Bullying.
No, it was Continue the Bullying.
Yeah.
No, wait, we're wrong. 2013 Stop the Bullying. 2014 was Start the Bullying, and 2015 was Continue the Bullying.
And then this year is something about Ryan talking shit.
Yeah. So that's Rooster Teeth humor.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right. So I guess we'll close it out. I guess. I mean, yeah, I don't have anything. I can give a preview of what we were going to talk about Saturday, I guess, so people know what to look forward to. Oh, that Snapchat thing, where Snapchat is being sued for that chick that I think it was a girl. She ran into someone going like 100 miles an hour. Oh no! Well, yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
But I found out something I actually wanted to talk about first in our closing arguments. But no, okay. So what happened is she ran into someone going 100 miles an hour, and she claimed she did it because she was trying to get that Snapchat filter that's the speed over 100, and she ran into someone. So now the guy that is the victim, right, of the accident is like, he wants to sue Snapchat for being liable for that. And what we're going to talk about is Snapchat liable or not? Because they do put a warning: do not use Snapchat when you're driving.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. And in the terms and conditions, like, it releases them from liability. So like, they really can't be sued. But I don't know. They can be sued in one of the courts, but not the other one. I don't know if it's criminal court or if it's civil court.
There's gonna be an open showcase.
Anyway, but we'll be talking about that. But anyway, what I really wanted to talk about. So, last night on the 15 just outside of San Diego, there was a man, and he had been previously street racing, and the police saw him, right? Mm-hmm. And so they went after him. The other car bounced, and they couldn't get the other car. But this guy kept going. I guess he jumped on the freeway and kept going straight, and they chased him at speeds of upwards of 100 miles an hour. And finally, he went to get off the freeway and T-boned another car. That car rolled. Luckily, no one was hurt. And then he still tried to get out and flee. Mm-hmm. They tackled him to the ground, and then they searched the vehicle. Right? They found that there was a 6-month-old. I think it was a 6-month-old baby. Boy in the back seat in a car seat, but the car seat was not secured to the actual vehicle. It was just kind of, baby was in the car seat. Yeah. Car seat was not tied down. So I'm like, bro. So he was arrested on something, reckless driving, and then suspicion of child endangerment, suspicion of street racing, fleeing from an officer, and then Jalopnik put that he was also being charged with general being a shitty human being. So that was pretty funny. But yeah, I was just like, whoa, dude, what are you doing? And I remember when I read the article, someone that was around me when I was reading it, it was just a stranger. They were like, maybe the baby was in the car when he stole it. I was like, perhaps they didn't say if it was a stolen vehicle.
Yeah.
But if it was his vehicle and his child, I'm just like, bro. And someone in the comments I remember put, well, that baby probably won't be near that guy very much longer. And then someone else was like, dark humor. They go, and if he is near him very much longer, that baby might not be alive very much longer. And I was like, oh yeah, with that guy. Driving on a suspended license. He was driving on a suspended license too. So yeah, that'll be definitely very interesting to see what happens. But we'll give you updates on that story. Guilty. Anyway.
Get that Riverside courtrooms. We already voted guilty, so you can't call us.
Yeah, we already voted guilty.
Proven.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, this has been the Bits and Pieces podcast, abridged version. Actually, it's not that abridged. I'm pretty sure we still hit like 40 minutes. 40 or 50 minutes. Anyway, this has been Nick.
Gus.
And we'll see you guys later. And as always, Bits and Pieces Podcast, reign supreme.
Awesome.